his accusers are saying that he's done, and he's going to either fight them and say, no, this is incorrect. I was never there on this date, or I never did that, you know. But then again, this case is not over yet because the government is already saying that his staff, housekeeping, or his managers, security,
they all helped
in facilitate what he did with these girls. They could be held accountable, and that's what they're looking at right now. But today, there was a allegation about a bodyguard with one of the victims in his case.
I believe she's the one that spoke out today with Gloria.
Gloria Alfred, yeah. And
break that down to me.
She basically said in 2001 that she was raped in the Bad Boy Studios, I think, or Bad Boy location, where the bodyguard assisted Diddy in raping her.
Right. The bodyguard's name is, just not get confused with anybody else.
It's a Sherman.
Somebody named Sherman.
Sherman, right. And then
and it was filmed, I believe, right?
Right. It was. They're supposed to be filmed.
Allegedly filmed.
Allegedly, and they have a tape, or she could maybe prove that. But the government's going to want to see that anyway if they do have that tape.
Right. But it's just, I have to stop you. But again, if you go look at the press conference today, Red didn't even, because Red was the one that spoke out, and it just seems she was like bombarded with questions here and there, and she didn't even seem to like acknowledge or even care about like, hey, have you gone to federal, have she spoke to the grand jury, have she spoke to federal prosecutors? No, or no comment. It just seems like they're more interested in
Again, this happened about 23 years ago.
Right.
And
I don't think they asked about the existence of the tape, and they don't even.
Right. Well, in the press conference, they're not going to go through all of that now because that could be considered evidence against him. So the government's going to probably want to know, because she said the tape might have been used for porn.
Wouldn't it be sold or something?
Or sold to porn. So if that's the case, the government's going to want to see this or try to retrieve it in some way to see if the allegation that she made is true. Then the bodyguard, they're going to find who that person is, and then, and bring him in as well.
Right.
To subpoena him, to bring him in if the time is right. So there's a lot, there's a lot going on with this case. This is not over by a long shot. Everybody's alleging all these different theories and stories and things that happen in this case. We have to really wait and see what else comes out. Yes, everything that we've known so far is very damaging, but we have to wait and see what else comes out so that we can see, the public, or the prosecutors, to see what kind of case they have. They feel they have a good case, but again, you don't want to be sandbagged if you have a case and you're presenting something and then something comes out of left field that you didn't know about.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That was incorrect. Or if the witnesses are giving these statements and saying that this is what happened, and then some might be proven to be untrue. Or maybe it didn't happen that way. You see what I'm saying? Right. So the government's going to go about trying to figure out all of this before they even sit down with him or even go to a trial or anything. So, and that's going to take a long time.
Right. So how do you predict this for the next few months? What do you see this going?
He'll go back to court again soon. He'll go back with his attorneys. Either, I don't know if they're going to ask for a bail, a third
Anything
bail.
At this point is kind of.
But I don't see the judges allowing that. I think if you have two judges that said no, going to a third or a fourth judge is going to say no too. But he's going to sit in there for a while. He'll be in jail. He's not going anywhere. Mm-hmm. His lawyers will have they'll have to bring him up in front of the magistrate, and if he has an issue or a hearing about something else, they'll bring him up. But if the attorneys want to talk to the prosecutors, then they'll bring him in, and then they'll talk to him that way. But this is a long way down. This is down the line. It's not going to happen anytime soon.
Right.
Bobby Shore is putting something out too. By the way, Kim Porter's book is out, or memoirs.
It is. It doesn't seem like an actual. It doesn't seem legit. I see.
Yeah, but see, that's what I'm saying about the internet, like, and social media. They put out so much stuff, you don't know if it's true or not true, because they're saying, hey, look, her memoirs are out. I'll be sure saying that he has credible information about Diddy and her and this and that. So then you hear all these other things coming out of documentaries, and then other people that are alleging this. You have security going on the internet talking about all the things that he's done.
Right.
Other people are saying that he's involved in this. It's so much to look through. So if you're a prosecutor in this case, you're shaking your head because you have to go through so much stuff.
And you have to
And
verify.
look, right, you have to verify all the stuff that people are saying. Even if it goes on social media, you have to look at it to see if it's true or if it's fake news or
Right.
if it's whatever.